I'm Karen Brock, and this is my final project for AEP803 Educational Research. I've been involved in education for 30 years as a parent, as an educator in a non-traditional setting via cooperative extension, as well as in the traditional setting of the public school. My current teaching assignment is as a junior high school special education teacher in a small rural school in Kansas. I've experienced many changes in education policies over the years. My children attended a small rural school where they were fortunate to receive their education in small classrooms with lots of individualized attention. The present trend seems to be focusing on policy and/or curriculum rather than on students and how they learn and become successful. Because of my background in hands-on learning and my children having experienced firsthand the advantage of having smaller classrooms, as well as my current work with students who learn differently, I chose to look at charter schools and how they help students be successful for my educational research project. Charter schools became part of the education world in 1992. My home state of Colorado was the third state to make charter schools an option. Charter schools have been a part of education for approximately 20 years. One school in Colorado recently graduated their first class from high school. Mention charter schools and one is very likely to get a strong reaction. Since their inception in 1992, charter schools have been a hot topic in the political and education world. Charter schools led the way in the novel idea that parents have a choice when it came to their children's K-12 education. Charter schools are self-governed and are ran by parents, teachers, and administrators. While charter schools are accountable to the district, they have the ability to self-govern and serve students in a non-traditional manner. Parents as well as students are vying for open slots in charter schools. Often there is a waiting list with students being able to enroll in a charter school via a lottery system where their name is put on a list, and when a open slot occurs, a name is chosen at random. Charter schools are known for their non-traditional learning. They have the ability to teach outside the box. Charter schools exist in 26 of the states in the United States, and in Colorado their number has grown from 2 in 1993 to 187 charter schools in 2013. The purpose of my research is to look at how do charter schools help students become successful and what can we learn from this information to help all students in all schools become successful. My literature review included sources from educational journals as well as newspaper articles. This literature review was interesting in just seeing how the thinking about charter schools have changed over the years and to see how they're much more accepted now. In fact, they've proven themselves. Early research in 2002 to 2003 in Arizona found that students with severe disabilities were rarely being served in charter schools. This study echoed many others' concerns that there were loopholes in the federal disability law that allowed charter schools to avoid serving students with disabilities. Later research and more recent research in 2012 and 2013 don't support those findings. I looked at articles that address charter schools and student success, and as a special education teacher and because of early concerns that charter schools were not including students with disabilities, I also looked at charter schools and special education inclusion. A recent article in the Denver Post chronicled the charter school journey in Colorado. I'm sure that this journey is mirrored in many of the other 26 states who have charter schools. The early years of 1993 to 1998 were the survival years. The next 10 years, 1998 to 2008, were building a foundation years. And 2008 to the present have been the years of influencing and making an impact in the education world and in the lives of students. Previous research studies about charter schools support the theory that students who attend charter schools are successful. Those studies show that students score higher in math and in reading. Charter schools serve approximately 7% of the special needs population, which is slightly below the average of 10%. But, on the other hand, schools like Rocky Mountain Deaf School exclusively serve students with special needs. In 2013, charter schools are still a hot topic politically and in the education field, especially as Common Core knowledge is adopted by public schools and as more and more laws govern our public school systems. The freedom to develop their own budget, personnel, while holding them accountable gives charter schools, their administrators, teachers, and students, and parents the freedom to concentrate on individual gifts and needs while providing a diverse education. One of the charter schools that some research was done on talks about Cricket A students, those students who succeed but who have struggled in their early high school years. This charter school focuses on linking current classwork to careers, student participation in meaningful activities, and helping the students themselves realize that they are in charge of their own achievements, goals, and work challenges. So how do charter schools help students be successful? Rather than skimming off the cream of the crop, so to speak, charter schools serve students with disabilities, low-income students, and students of all ethnicities. Research supports that parents, regardless of race or social status, support charter schools because they feel that their children will receive more educational opportunities. School culture is the key to student success, according to some research. Long-term vision, such as naming classrooms after colleges, building character, and behavior management, are all components of student success in many charter schools. In my research, the data will be collected with personal one-on-one interviews, with the interviewers asking open-ended questions of the junior high and high school charter school students, their parents, their teachers, and their administrators. I hope to be able to interview some students, parents, teachers, and administrators that have had experience in a traditional public school setting as well as at a charter school. Some examples of student interview prompts will be: describe to me how charter school is different from public school. Do students wear a uniform at your charter school? Please share with me how you think uniforms influence a student's behavior at charter school. What is the discipline like at your charter school? What do teachers say and do to encourage you to do your best? The parent, teacher, administrator interview prompts would mirror those of the prompts that I shared for the students. Describe to me how charter school is different from public school. Do students wear a uniform at your charter school? Please share with me how you think uniforms might influence a student's behavior at a charter school. What is the discipline like at charter school? What do teachers in your school say and do to encourage students to do their best? In this research, the data analysis will be done by the interviews being recorded. The oral interviews will be transcribed to written word for word. That documentation will be coded and then narrowed down to broad themes or similar experiences of the participants, such as goals encouraged, character training, and other broad themes that will emerge as the data is analyzed. Software programs such as ethnograph or hyper-research would be very helpful at this point in analyzing the data and finding common or broad themes. Validity is very important in any research, and I will do this by member checking, which involves having the participants in the study check for accuracy of the account. I'll show them the written report and have them check to see if the description of what they said is an accurate and realistic rendition of their interview. I'll also use triangulation, which is collecting data from different individuals, the students, the parents, the teachers and administrators, and checking for common themes. Some of the concerns in conducting this research is gaining parental permission to interview students, gaining permission from the school for their students, parents, teachers, and administrators to participate in the study, and confidentiality in order to get honest responses. In conclusion, while many of the research studies that I looked at have used test scores as a way to measure the success of charter schools, this research study would gain information from the perspective of the people involved, the students themselves, the parents, teachers, and administrators, to see just what it is that charter schools do to help students become successful. Thank you.